In this lesson, we're looking at digital instruments, and by the end of the lesson, you should be able to see what a digital instrument is. You already can identify what some of the digital instruments are, so I wouldn't bother to go through that in great detail. And you should also be able to state what are the benefits of having a digital instrument over an analog instrument. Any digital device or any device that has an electronic display is considered to be a digital instrument. And some of these, for example, are electronic balances and digital watches. Alright? And that's as much as you need to know for a digital instrument. They have also no graduations, and you can plainly see that a digital instrument only has an electronic display. It doesn't have all the graduations of an analog instrument. For example, a thermometer, a mercury in glass thermometer, should be more specific. And we can see that right away that there are some benefits to having a digital, and some of these benefits are that they are easier to read. Say, for example, a thermometer that has an electronic display and against an analog that has a mercury in glass, you have to actually take the thermometer and read where the mercury stopped rising inside of the chamber. Whereas for a digital thermometer, the temperature is already displayed on it and you simply have to read it. It also means that it reduces the human error when it comes to reading a value, or when it comes to making sure that the unit of the scale is correct. For example, if you're reading a voltmeter will give you units of either microvolts or millivolts, and when you're looking at an analog version of a voltmeter, you would have a needle that you have to read and make sure that you reduce the amount of parallax that you have for that voltmeter. It also means that it makes the information much more accurate. And I put an asterisk there by accurate for you to know that we are going to talk about this later on. We're going to have to talk about what is accuracy with respect to taking readings, and what is the difference between an accurate reading and a precise reading. It also has the benefit of being cheaper. Digital instruments has the benefit also of being cheaper. The reason that it is cheaper is that some of the analog devices are made of moving parts, and to reproduce moving parts that has the same consistency is a little bit difficult. Whereas for electronic devices, it is very simple to actually reproduce the information, the scale, the calibration over and over when you move from one instrument, when you move from making one instrument to the next. For example, a thermometer will have the exact same circuit board from one thermometer to the next. But because of the makeup of materials analog instruments would have different makeups, so that each instrument will have a unique value that may be off by a certain amount. Alright, and you will see more about this later on when we do thermal expansions. Alright, so now it comes to a point where you should be saying, but these images, these lessons are kind of a little bit boring without any kind of pictures. And the reason that I have no pictures in these lessons, it's just because I don't have permission from anybody to use their pictures, and I'm not going to use their pictures without permissions. So if it is that you want any pictures for any of the devices that you hear me listing here, you can always go on Google and search these devices, and it will be easier for you instead of me getting in trouble for having these pictures without permission. So if there are any questions or comments, you can leave it with the video, or you could send me a message. Thank you for watching.